Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning, episode 399. Back on the topic of the NFL, of course. Today, J.J. Watt announced he's headed to Arizona, so that team has obviously just gotten better. So today, me and Jay are going to be looking at whether or not this Arizona Cardinals team can win the NFC West, arguably the best division in pro football. But first, question of the day. In the most recent Arizona Cardinals Super Bowl appearance, who was the running back again? If you know the answer, comment below, and if you don't, stick around to the end of the video. We'll discuss it then. But Jay, obviously, you're in a division with a Niners team that has the roster to go to the Super Bowl. You're in a division with the Seahawks that have consistently won 11, 12 games over really Russell's career. You got the Rams that now have Matt Stafford and the best defense in the league. Can the Cardinals, with that have just now added J.J. Watt to their pretty talented roster, can they win this division?
While I do think the Cardinals, this was a good move by them, I do think it could push them to the playoffs, and I like J.J. Watt, and I'm a fan of this decision by the Cardinals. I do think his experience and wisdom will help out that defense a lot. I am not going to have them win the NFC West. Just a lot of you Cardinals fans might hate me for this, but if I break it down, looking at the quarterbacks in the division, I think Kyler Murray is probably third or fourth best. I think Russell Wilson and Matt Stafford is both better than him. I think he's probably better than Garoppolo. He's probably third best. Running back, probably third or fourth best. I think I take Chris Carson and Carlos Hyde in Seattle, along with Cam Akers in LA over Kenyon Drake in Arizona, and then even Raheem Mostert in San Francisco. San Francisco is debatable. And then the receiving core, yes, you got D-Hop, but really outside of that, Christian Kirk's not the most reliable guy. He's very inconsistent. Larry Fitzgerald is a fossil. I like D-Hop, but overall as a receiving core, I think the Rams have one of the deepest receiving cores in the NFL. And then in Seattle, you got Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. It's arguable, but to me, at the very best, the Cardinals receiving core is the second best in that division. And then on defense, like I said, good move for them to sign J.J. Watt. They have talent in J.J. Watt, Chandler Jones, Budda Baker, and even Patrick Peterson, along with Isaiah Simmons, who was a rookie this past year. I like that defense, but are we really going to say it's better than the L.A. Rams or the San Francisco 49ers? I do think they could beat Seattle, but even that defense isn't anything to laugh about so far. So I just think when you look at all the important aspects, I don't think they are number one and one of the most important aspects, especially in coaching. I like Cliff Kingsbury, but I don't think he's better than Sean McVay or Kyle Shanahan. Again, I just think this is a good team that can make the playoffs, and I think in most other divisions they probably have a good chance of being a division winner, but unfortunately being in the NFC West, arguably the toughest division in NFL, I don't think they will come out on top.
Yeah, I think that it's reasonable to say at this early point early next season, late this offseason, however you want to put it, I think it's reasonable to say that they can pull this off and win the division simply because you've got three other teams in the division, starting with, say, the Rams, who a lot is writing on. Is Stafford going to be good? Now, yes, even with the team that had Jared Goff, which in every situation I see Stafford panning out better than Goff did, this Rams team was 10-11 win team. I think, did they split with the Cardinals this past season? Do you remember by any chance?
I think the Rams might have swept them.
I think the Rams might have swept them. That's probably right.
Rams pushed them out of the playoffs in Week 17.
There you go. But my point being is the Niners team is going to be probably better than the Cardinals if they somehow bounce back from their double-digit injuries from last year. Yeah. The Seattle team is probably going to be better than the Cardinals if Russell sticks around, if they figure out their O-line and their secondary issues. And then again with the Rams, this Rams team will probably be better than the Cardinals if Stafford works out well and plays good football in LA. So I think reasonably you can consider the Cardinals as not the top team in that division. But if you look at what needs to happen for the other teams to be better, I think it's easily reasonable to say that the Cardinals are the most well put together team in that division right now. And there's not a whole lot of speculation on how they're going to be. I think this is a team that's going to win 9, maybe 10 games, and I think that they're looking solid right now.
Yeah, I think on paper, I think I am making a safe bet when you just look at it all. But in the NFL, like Carson said, a lot of things can happen. There's a good chance a lot of things will happen. The last time an entire Niners team was healthy seems like a while ago. Aaron Donald can't do absolutely everything. Yes, he has Jalen Ramsey, but Matt Stafford, I'm rooting for him, and I do think he's the second best quarterback in that division. However, his history does not show a good history of winning. And Russell Wilson might very well leave Seattle. So right now, today's day, I do think on paper the Kyler Murray and the Cardinals are not set up to make a push to win that division in the NFC West, but anything can happen. This has been a crazy offseason already in 2021. There's a lot more to go. Free agency hasn't really even started. If Russell Wilson stays there, I still think the Cardinals can possibly beat them. I do think they're a better team than them right now just because Russell Wilson struggled with pass rush in that weak offensive line, and now he's got to deal with J.J. Watt. You got to deal with Aaron Donald and Nick Bosa 6 times a year. That's not going to be good for Russell Wilson. So I do think the Cardinals can go out on top and possibly surpass the Seattle Seahawks with the Niners. They're going to be healthy, and the Rams getting their quarterback that they always needed, and Sean McVay finally getting the guy he wanted. I just don't see the Cardinals being able to pull through and beat all of them. I think the odds are stacked against them. Yes, they could pull off beating one or two of those teams and maybe finishing second in the division, but they're asking for a miracle to win it all the way.
Yeah, I think if I wanted to go with my gut right now, I'm going to go with LA as being the best team in that division coming in or going into next season. But you gotta consider the possibility that maybe Goff wasn't so bad and he worked well with that Rams team, and maybe Stafford won't. And then of course, easily the Niners could be a completely healthy team, and we could see a 2019 version of them, or they could pull off getting Deshaun Watson. So the teams around, I think every team in the division, with maybe not Seattle, but between LA and San Francisco, they have more potential than Arizona does. But at the very moment, I don't know. It's tough to say because the Rams really do look really good on paper. But my point being is the Cardinals are solid. They just added J.J. Watt. This is a team that I know what I can expect them from them, and it's 9-10 wins. And the other teams are just a lot of speculation.
Yeah, the NFL draft will have a huge impact on what they do. Can they get an extra receiver? Can they pull off maybe get in the best prospect arguably in the NFL draft in Kyle Pitts to help out Kyler Murray, kind of give him a safety blanket, or will they just take I don't want to say bottom receiver, but one of the top 4 or 5 receivers instead of the top 2, and Devontae Smith and Jamar Chase? It might take Kadarius Toney from Florida. There's a lot of potential. I do think they should go offense for Kyler Murray's sake in this NFL draft. That could be an upgrade, and like Carson said, say Russell Wilson leaves Seattle, that opens it up for the Cardinals. Say Jimmy G gets hurt again, which is very possible, that opens it up for Cardinals. And say Matt Stafford is just what he was in Detroit, where he's a good quarterback and has talent but can't seem to win games. Then the Cardinals do have a decent path, but I just think you're asking for a lot of big 3 what-ifs, and I don't think all 3 of them will happen.
I agree. I do like what the Cardinals have. I think they are a very well-rounded team. You look at San Francisco, their entire thing is defense. I don't think Jimmy G is really anything special at all. You look at Seattle, really good quarterback in Russell, good receivers in DK. But I don't think that Seattle's defense is much to really look at. Of course, their secondary is not good. So I don't know. Arizona's got a good well-rounded defense with Isaiah Simmons, Budda Baker, Dre Kirkpatrick. They have a well-rounded team, and of course, number 1 receiver in the league, and a young, talented quarterback.
I think a lot of it, we're speculating a lot on the team overall, but a lot of it will come down to Kyler Murray. Yes, right. He's taken his jump from rookie year to second year, but in his second to third year, can he do what Josh Allen did and all of a sudden be an MVP conversation?
And can he finish it? Because I know last year they were sitting
5-2,
5-2, 6-2 maybe early in the year, and we had Kyler in the whole second year MVP talk. We had the Cardinals in the playoffs, and they ended up 8-8.
Yeah.
So can he start hot and finish hot is the question. So I'm going to need to see something impressive from this Cardinals team this year. But if I'm a Cardinals fan, I'm definitely optimistic for what they can do in the NFC West.
A lot of potential.
All right, guys, that's all for the video. Comment below how you think the Cardinals are going to fare this year. But as far as the question today, your Cardinals running back from their last Super Bowl appearance, where they lost to Pittsburgh,
yes,
that is correct, is Edgerrin James. Guys, thanks for watching. 2 Minute Warning.